Warning! Personal stories up ahead, but it's okay. It'll be okay. Hey there, you beautiful people, I'm AlexandraTG, and have you ever gotten in trouble for something stupid? Not like you did something stupid and got in trouble for it, that makes sense. I mean, you basically did nothing, but you got in trouble for it anyway. I have, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people have, but I have. Today I'm going to share with you 3 times I've gotten in trouble specifically with school for essentially nothing. Side note, because my mother is a teacher and I have a fear of authority, I do treat teachers with respect and obedience most of the time. First, a week's detention in elementary school for crying. I will never forget this, probably because that is what has led to the trauma of crying for me. And that is a whole different story. I was in 3rd grade and I was a bullied child. Actually, I was bullied every single year I've been in school since I was 5. One day it was particularly bad at recess and I came back to class just crying. And you've also got to keep in the mindset, this was not an adult crying, this was 3rd grade. 8-year-old? So this was an 8-year-old just crying. The teacher told me harshly to either stop crying or I would have to go to the principal's office. My fear of authority kicked in and just crying already plus that extra fear just equated to more crying. It was not good. So she sent me to the principal. I told him what happened. He called baloney and went to the teacher. Obviously you gotta get both sides of the story, right? She then lied and said that she did not say that. So essentially I got a week's detention for lying and missing class. Second, I got benched, in trouble, and severely scolded at by the band director for following rules. My senior year of high school, I was in color guard, which was cool and also the worst decision I have ever made in my life. One thing we were constantly told as flag dancers is if you fall, get up and continue the routine. They essentially hammered that into our brains every day. If you fall, get up and continue. Our very first public performance was at the first football game of the season at the rival high school. The rival school would perform before the game, the home school would perform during halftime, and because we were on somebody else's turf, we were going to perform before the game. Well, their field was holy as all hell. Holy as hell. Holy as hell. During a turn, during a spin, ta-da, my foot found its way into a hole and essentially remained stationary while the rest of my body kept spinning. So I can't do it now or else I would break my arm. What do you think happened? So, well, needless to say, I fell. And like we were constantly told, I got up and continued the rest of the routine on a fractured ankle. I received an earful from the band director. Everything from messing up the routine to making more problems for her to endangering myself, which yeah, but at the same time, it made more sense to get up and continue than to just starfish on the field. I was benched due to injury, yeah, but mostly because I was in trouble. I was not allowed to perform the rest of the season, but I had to go to games. It was weird. And the only time I was able to perform again was during the parade. So I performed publicly twice as a color guard. I agree. Third, I was suspended for reaching out. This is the story where it all gets personal. College was difficult. It's still difficult. What am I saying? I'm not going to get into detail, but bad stuff happened, and I was seriously considering suicide. To the point where I had written my letter, taken care of everything, planned it all, and was about to do it. But I didn't. I'm here, obviously. I reached out for help, and a couple of close people that I trust helped me out. Word got back to the school. Obviously, they have a suicidal girl on their hands, and I was called into the student honor office. Long story short, because of more personal detail, I was suspended for 2 semesters for being a disruption to students. Yeah, I was literally suicidal, reached out for help, and caused a disruption to my friends, and I got suspended for it. What's the lesson to be learned here? I'm not sure. Sometimes people punish you for their own misunderstandings, I suppose. Rise above the pettiness and do your best to help them understand, or to reverse whatever sentence you were given, sentence, like you were jailed or something. It's okay to be bitter, but don't let it consume you. Learn and grow even though you did nothing wrong. And ultimately, let them know what they did was wrong. Don't be petty, but fight for your right to party. I'm ending it now. And that's all I have for today. If you enjoyed this video, I say that very hesitantly because I'm just like, ooh, stories that I don't know I should put on the internet. Give it a like. Okay. Thank you, you beautiful people, for watching, and stay weird. Bye! Yeah, I know, I'm without my hat again, and friend is not in the background again. I left them in Idaho because I didn't think I was going to be making more videos.